Conference will now be recorded.
Am I audible? Type in 1 if I am audible to you people. Okay, I hope you are able to see the screen as well. Okay, yesterday we were doing Excel refresher where we understood how to do with the logical functions. Like we learned how to do with the if condition. Then we understood how to do with the AND function. And then we did with OR condition and then some if and some ifs. So using the wildcards. So any doubts related to this? So type in 2 if no doubts. Okay, so let's start with our, let's continue further. So it is pivot table. Okay, so let's understand the concept pivot table in Excel. Okay, so what is pivot table is? So pivot table in the sense here you can see I have a normal table where I have the details related to the branch, I have the details related to the month, sales and profit. So in this table, if so my table is very small. So usually when we are working with the data, so the data set will be very huge. Okay, so now let's take example of this data only. So from this data, if I wanted to check out with some analysis, I wanted to make say. So I wanted to know how many branches are there and in a particular branch, how much sales has happened or how much profit has happened to the respective branches. Or if I wanted to know as per the month-wise sales, I wanted to know. Or I wanted to check with the profit. So then in this condition, all the values are at a fixed point. In that case, if I wanted to make some changes also, it is not going to happen that very easily. Okay. So why? Because the table is at a fixed point and as the data is very small over here, maybe you will be able to tell. But when we are talking about the real-time analysis, the data will be very huge, which will be very difficult for you to analyze what is happening with my data. So in that case, in pivot in Excel, we have one tool called as pivot table. So pivot table, it is used to analyze and summarize your data. Okay. So how to apply with this analyzing and summarizing the data? Let's understand this. So for that, first I need to select my data. So now as my data is small, I can easily select it like this. But as I told in the real time, the data will be very vast. In that case, I won't get to know where my data is beginning, where my data is ending. In that case, what I'll do is I'll put my cursor somewhere on the table and press Control A. As I press Control A, my entire table gets captured. Okay, as we discussed earlier, any tool you wanted to implement, selection plays very important role. So I have selected my table, say starting from B6 to E15. So this is my table range for on which I wanted to apply the pivot table. So I'll come to insert and here we have pivot table and here you can see Excel is telling me the range. So pivot table. So ignoring the dollar symbol, you can see starting from B6 to E15. So this is the range what you have taken. So you can see the moving line on the screen. So this Excel is telling that this is the selected range. Now where you wanted to apply the pivot table, where you wanted to insert the pivot table. So I will tell, let me insert it in the existing worksheet and I will choose the location. I'll click on the location. I will choose G1 and click on OK. So now you can see a empty pivot table format will appear with the field list. Okay. So now step by step I will do it and show. Then I will give you sufficient time in order to practice. And then in the ending part, so whatever the data I have shared you, people have to try it on it. Okay. Any doubts in that you can ask me. Okay. So that will be like an assignment which we will finish it today by the end of the session. Okay. So now as I dragged and I took the pivot table in G1 cell, an empty pivot table format will appear, and here you can see the field list. So by default, you can see all the names of my column headers are listed out. Like in my this one, in my data, you can see I have the branch detail, I have the month, sales, profit, all those stuffs. So here you can see everything is listed out, and there are 4 fields in this. First one is filters, columns, rows, and values. So these are the 4 fields. Okay. So now my table is very small, so this will be fine. But when my data is very huge, I won't be able to see all the column headers. In that case, I can change the field style as per the requirement. For that, I'll go to the settings, and then here I'll select side by side. Okay. So once I select this side by side, so now you can see the list of headers are clearly visible, and here are your field lists. One second, let me check whether I have put it on record. Okay, it is on record. Okay, so now the field lists are displayed over here like this, and there is sufficient space in order to view my data. Okay, whatever the column headers I have. Now here you can see Excel is given me with a completely empty pivot table format where it is up to my requirement wherever I wanted to place the data, or whichever data I wanted to bring into the pivot table, I can bring in. It is not mandatory that I have to bring in all the details whichever is available in my data set. Okay. So now let me say, so here as per the requirement, you can place the column basis value to the row basis, or row based values to the column basis. It is completely up to your choice. So let me say I'll bring in the branch and drop it in the rows. So now here what Excel has done is it will remove the duplications, and it will place only the unique values in the uh, pivot table form range. And here I wanted to check for the sales. So let me bring in the sales and drop in the sales over here. So here you can see there are 4 fields as we discussed earlier. I have filters, I have rows, I have columns, and we have values also. Anything that you wanted just for filtering purpose, you wanted to filter and just check for that value, you can apply it over here. So any rows and columns you can interchange and you can apply it. But in your table, any column that contains any numerical based data, it has to be put in the value fields only. So you might ask, why ma'am can't we put it in the rows, columns, or filters? Won't that column which contains a numerical value will not work? No, nothing has such. You can definitely put it over there. But in case if you wanted to apply with any further calculations, any other fields will not support. Rather, only value fields here will be supporting you. So what are those changes? What are the different types of calculation that we can apply? We'll see it in a few while. Okay, now I have dropped the sales over here. Let me say I wanted to drop the month in the filters. Now here I have got my month in the filters, and I have got the branches in the rows and columns. Now say I don't want the branches in the rows, but rather I wanted it in the column, and the filters I wanted in the rows. See, now my table format is completely changed. Now I have the months in the rows, and sorry, month in the rows, and the this one and all branch names in the columns. Now, if I wanted to interchange, let me bring in the branch in the rows, and this one months in the column. So here I can make out. So Bangalore has made sales in the month of March. Mangalore has made the sales in the month of Feb. So Manipal has made the sales during the month of Feb and March. So like this. Now, if I don't want month in the columns, rather I'll put it back in the filters. So I can drop in the months to the filters. Now you can see. Now if I wanted to check which are the particular branches that have made the sales on in the month of Jan. Let me click on OK. Only Margot has done the sales in the month of Jan. Now if I wanted to check it for February, so February month, Mangalore, Manipal, Udupi has made the sales. Now let me clear and let me make it for March. So March, Bangalore, Manipal, Margo, Udupi has done the sales. Now I wanted back all. I'll click on all and click on OK. So I'll get it back. Now if I wanted to bring in the profit also, I'll drag and drop the profit over here. So you can see, I can see the uh, branch wise sales and profit. Now I don't want to see with branch, but rather I wanted to see it with the month, and I don't want the values also. So I wanted to check which particular month how much profit I have made. So month wise profit I am able to see. Now if I wanted to check month wise sales, I wanted, so I'll bring in the sales. I can check it only for sales. So there is no mandatory that you have to bring in this many details and all. This is how you have to insert. Nothing has such. Pivot table gives you complete flexibility in order to rearrange, reorder your data as per your requirement. And it is not mandatory to bring in all your entire data set into pivot table. Only whichever column you wanted, you can take it. If not, if you don't need, you can just ignore it. Okay, so like this, I'm going to bring in this data. So let me put this into the branch. So just try applying with the pivot table. I hope you people understood with this. Type in 3 if this is clear. Or if you wanted me to explain it once again, please do tell. Okay, very good. So you people can try with this. Till here you try it. In case of any doubts, please tell.
Ma'am, I'm not able to find the pivot table analyze part, ma'am. The section.
Pivot table analyze this. You did not got how to insert the pivot table.
No, ma'am, I'm not able to find this under the menu bar at all. It's showing me only file, home, insert, page layout, formulas, data.
Insert under insert table only, ma. Under insert table, the first option itself is pivot table. First, you select the table range.
Yes, ma'am.
Then go to insert tab. The first option you can see, or else it might be mentioning table. Click on that. Under that, you can see pivot table option will be visible.
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Okay, ma. Any doubts, please tell. Hope you people are able to do it. Any doubts, please tell. Guys, are you able to see the screen?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay, till here, if you are clear, let's go further. Okay, now I told that if I insert any numerical fields, let it be in my table, it has to be inserted in the value fields I told. So here you can see I have taken the branch name and the sales details. Now furthermore, I wanted to change with certain calculations. So by default, you can see Excel will perform with some function. Say I wanted to check with the average sales. So I'll take my cursor here on the sum of sales and click on this. So as I click, I'll get this value field settings. I'll select value field settings, and here you can see the details below. So here I'll get a dialog box which will mention me the value field settings, and here I can see sum, count, average, everything. Now say I wanted to check with the average. So let me select average and click on OK. So I'm able to see the average value. Now if I tell I wanted to check with the count, so let me select count from here and click on OK. So here you can see Bangalore has made only one sales, Mangalore has made one sales, Manipal has made three sales, Margo has made two sales. Like this number of count it will show. So like this, from this value field settings, whatever type of calculation you wanted to apply, you can apply. Okay. So let me bring back the sum only and click on OK. I get the sum of sales. Now if I wanted to apply with the currency symbol for this value, so what I'm going to do, I'll go for the sum of sales value field settings, and here I have the number format. So I'll just click on this number format, and here now you can see a dialog box will appear where it will display me the values, set of values over here. Okay, so say I wanted to check with the currency symbol or the accounting symbol I wanted. Anything you wanted, you can select it. So currency. So what type of currency you wanted, you will click on the drop down, and here I'll scroll down until I get this Indian currency symbol. So I get this Indian currency symbol. I'll select English India and click on OK. OK. And here you can see the Indian currency symbol will appear. Okay, so if I wanted to remove this Indian currency symbol, I'll go to this sum of sales, value field settings, number format, and go to general and click on OK. Okay, so you can see the currency symbol will be removed. Now if I wanted to check with the percentage of grand total or column total, row total, or anything as such, I'll click on the uh, sum of sales value field setting, and here you can see the options. So summarize values by or summarize show values as. So here I have to select show values as, and here you can see the chosen part is no calculation. I'll click on the drop down, and here I have various different types of calculation that I can apply. So like we have with the percentage of grand total, percentage of column total, percentage of row total, like this. Now I wanted percentage of grand total. I'll click on OK. So now you can see percentage of grand total will appear like this. Okay, now I wanted back the sum of sales only. I'll come here, value field settings. I'll tell this one, I'll go to show values as, and instead of this percentage of grand total, I'll click on the drop down. I'll select no calculation. Okay, so calculation will be removed. So like this, if you wanted to apply with any such number formatting things, you can apply with the number formats. And if you wanted to apply with the different types of calculation, you can apply with the different types of calculation. Or if you wanted to check it with the percentage calculation, from here you can go with the percentage calculation. Choice is completely yours. As per the requirement, you can apply with the settings under value field settings. Okay, so clear about this? Type in 4 if you have understood this value field settings. Saida, what was the issue, ma? What you did not understand? You wanted to explain me about how to insert a pivot table or about the value field settings? Okay, so I'll give you some time. Please try with this value field settings. So you have to click here, normal click, then go to value field settings, and here only you have the options. So to go for the number format, so summarize values has, if you wanted to check with the count, average, max, minimum, anything, you can do it from here. Or if you wanted to check out with the percentage calculation, show values has, and click on this drop down. Here you have. So try with this. Any doubts, please tell. Guys, any doubts, please tell. Guys, if any doubts, please tell. Okay, hope you people have tried till here. Any doubts, please tell. Okay, let's insert the chart now. Okay, so on this pivot table, I wanted to insert a chart. Okay, so I'm going to close this pivot table fields. So as I click somewhere else, so now here when my pivot table is active, you can see pivot table analyze and design formatting tool related to the pivot table will appear. Now my cursor is on the pivot table, so I'm able to see this. Once I click somewhere out, my pivot table analyze and design format will be hidden. So it will not be displayed. In order to see it once again, I have to come and click somewhere on the pivot table, then I'll be able to see with the pivot table analyze and design. Okay, now if I wanted to get back this pivot table fields, so for that I have to go to pivot table analyze and field list. I'll get this field list over here. Okay, so now I wanted to insert a chart based on the table whatever I have created, that is pivot table. Okay, under this pivot table analyze, you here you can see under the tools groups there is one tool called as pivot chart. Okay, I'll click on this pivot chart, and based on whatever the data I have in the pivot table, Excel will recommend me. So this is a this one chart what you can insert for the selected data. So let me click on OK. So I'm not going to try with any other different types of charts. Why? Because I have not explained you what is charts are. So once we do it, again we will do one more concept called Power Pivot. Okay. So this is just for you to get an idea about what is pivot table is. So now you can see based on the data, that is based on the branch and the sales, I have got inserted with one column chart. Okay. So on this only, if I wanted to insert with a slicer, okay, slicer is again a filtering tool. So under pivot table analyze, when I click on this, here under the filtering tool, you can see I have one more tool. Here I have the tool called slicer. So slicer is a filtering tool. When I click on this, the list of column headers will be listed out. Say I have the branch, month, sales, profit. Now I wanted to apply the slicer where I wanted to use month. So when I click on the month, I should get have an impact on the table as well as the chart. So I'll select the month and click on OK. So now here you can see the slicer is appearing. Now I wanted to check with, so let me place it here. Now I wanted to check with January month sales. So January month only Margot has done the sales. February month, so February month Mangalore, Manipal, Udupi has done the sales. When I come to March, so it is Bangalore, Manipal, Margot, Udupi. So these are the four branches where the sales has happened. And the same thing you can see it on the pivot table as well. Now I wanted to clear the filter. I'll come here and click on this. My filters will be removed and the branches names will appear as it is. Okay. So if you are clear till here, type in 5.
Ma'am, where can I find pivot analysis, ma'am?
Pivot analysis, once you click on the pivot table, you can see this pivot table analyze. So if your cursor is somewhere else, you won't be able to see it in the menu bar. Nowhere it is visible. As I come and click back on the pivot table, I can see the pivot table analyze. I'll open this, and here I have the pivot chart, and here I have the insert slicer.
Ma'am, we can't see your screen.
One second, ma. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So try inserting a chart and the slicer. And once after this, you can try the same in the this one sheet what I have shared you in the group. So I wanted you people to download that, and I wanted you to try it on that data. Why? Because this is a very small data, and that one it contains almost some 200 to 300 rows are there. And there is one more added in tool. I'll just explain you. Try with this chart and slicer. Any doubts, please tell. Okay, guys, if this is clear, let's open with our assignment what I had shared with you in the WhatsApp. I hope you are able to see the screen.
No, ma'am.
You're not able to see the screen. My goodness. Now, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See the assignment what I had shared with you. So here I have the table where I have the order ID, product, category, amount, date, and country. So let me just brief it. I wanted to apply a pivot table. So now my data is almost, you can see, I have some 215 data something I have. Okay. So I have, these are the fields what I have. So in order to select the table, I'll just put my cursor somewhere on the table, press Control A, my entire table gets selected, and then I'll go to Insert tab, Pivot Table. So let me select existing worksheet, choose the location and select one point and click on OK. So empty pivot table will appear. Now let me say I wanted the countries in the rows, sorry, in the column, or in the rows I wanted. So everything will appear here. Now I wanted to check with the amount. So amount I'll put it here. So category wise, if I wanted to drop the category here in the filters, I can apply the category. So when I click on the category, I wanted to check only with the fruits. I'll select only fruit. So only fruits I can see. If I wanted vegetables, I'll click on vegetables. Vegetables I'll get. So now let me say I wanted to put country in the filters and product in the rows. So I have got, now country wise I wanted to check, say Australia, I wanted to check the sales, Australia how much it is, or if I wanted to check with Germany how much it is. So as per that I can do. So the same way I can apply with the value field settings and do the necessary changes on the calculation. Now on this I wanted to apply with the chart. So let me insert a chart. So I'll go to pivot chart. So let me take the same column chart only. So column chart will appear. I have inserted the column chart. Let me take for all the countries. Okay. So for all the countries it is showing. Okay. So now if I wanted to insert a slicer, I'll go to pivot table analyze, insert slicer. So let me select the category and click on OK. So category I'll get over here. So if I wanted to check with fruits, if I wanted to check with the only the vegetables, I can check it out like this. I'll clear the filters. Now, as you can see, here in this table, I have one extra column called as date. Okay. So in the previous one, what we did there, date column was not there. But here date column is there. In case your data set contains a date means you can apply the filters on the date as well. So how to apply the filters on date? I'll come back and click on the pivot table, and here I'll go to pivot table analyze, and then here let me select insert timeline. I'll select insert timeline, and here only one column that is related to my time is date. So here in timeline I'll get this date. I'll select the date and click on OK. So now you can see a timeline will be inserted like this. So I'll click on this drop down over here. So next to this month I have small drop down. I'll click on this. I wanted to check in my data how many years sales data I have. So when I click on years, I have only 2016 years sales. Okay, only 1 year sales data I have. If I wanted to check it with quarters, so you can see 4 months, 4 quarters are there. Now if I wanted to check it with the quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So like this it is going to apply the changes. Now the same if I wanted to apply with months. So let me select months. I wanted to check it for July, or if I wanted to check it for July and August, or I wanted to check it for July, August, September. So like this I can insert a timeline as well. Okay. So I wanted you people to try with this. So first thing, you insert a pivot table. You try with the different this one, choosing the options where you wanted to place whatever the values, and then check out with value field settings, then insert a chart, insert a slicer, and then insert a timeline. In this, any of you are having any doubts, you can ask me. Type in 6 if you are understood with this and you are ready to try, or if you wanted me to explain it once again. So type in 7, type in 6 if it is clear. Type in 7 if you are having any doubt and you want me to explain it again. Okay, try this out. So for this, you have to insert pivot table, pivot chart, slicer, and timeline. Any doubts, please tell. Guys, any doubts, please tell. Guys, any doubt, please ask. Try out inserting the pivot table. Try interchanging the columns and rows. Then try out with value field settings. Try inserting the pivot chart, slicer, and timeline. In this, any of this you are having any doubts, please ask.
Mom, can you explain timeline again?
So timeline, I can insert it only if my data contains any date-based values. Okay. So if there is no date, I cannot insert a timeline. So in my table, you can see I have a column which is related to the date. Okay. So now I have to click somewhere on the pivot table. So I have to go to pivot table analyze, and under the filtering group, I have beneath the slicer, I have timeline. When I click on timeline, here Excel will tell me which is that particular column which contains the time based data. So it is date. Okay. So I'll select this date and click on OK. So date will be timeline will be inserted like this. So when I click on this drop down right next to the quarters or months, something is there, no? So when I click on this drop down, I can see the details related to the years, how many years, number of years data I have in my sales report, or quarter basis, month basis, or day basis. So now I wanted to check how many years data I have in the sales report. When I click on years, I can make out that I have only 1 year sales data. Okay, so let me go to the quarters. So quarters in a year, there are 4 quarters. I wanted to check it with the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. Now, if I wanted to check the same with the months, I'll click on this drop down, go to months. So month wise, I can select the slicer. So like this, if I wanted to check it only for October, or I wanted to check it for August, September, October, or I wanted to check it for August, September. So like this, based on the date, I can apply the filters where you can see the changes getting implemented on the pivot table as well as the chart. Clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Guys, any doubts, please tell. Hope you people are able to do it. Any doubts, please tell. Guys, you people have got installed with the Tableau software. Yesterday, our person was there in MCC MTB block. put the message also in the afternoon in the group.
Ma'am, actually our class gets over at 12 o'clock, so we already left by the time you had put the message.
Was it? Okay, now once you complete this, I'll show you how to install it. So you can try with that. In the meantime, let me check out when again he will be coming in the next week, if he's coming or something. Let me check out. If he's coming, I'll drop in a message.
बोल नहीं आ रहा मूवी के लिए जा रहा हूँ
Okay, guys, if this is done, let me show you how to download Tableau. This is done. Type in 7 if this concept is clear to you people. Okay, so let me show you how to download Tableau. If you are unable to get downloaded, just drop in a message in the group. I'll make some arrangements. So I think Monday you people are having holiday, right, for the classes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll see to it that in the next week, probably some by Wednesday or Thursday, I'll ask him to come and visit you people so that you can get installed. If in case if you are not able to download it, okay. So we have to go to the Chrome. Any browser you can take. So download Tableau desktop. So I have to mention download Tableau desktop, and here I'll click on Tableau, download Tableau desktop. So this is a 14-day trial version. After 14 days, it will ask for some payment. Okay. In that case, you can reinstall once again. Okay. In case if I'm unable to send, I'll make sure I'll try my level best to send him by Wednesday or Thursday. So here you have to give your details. Okay. So you can give your first name, last name, and your mail ID, which country, phone number you can give, and you can give the this one option to try download. So let me say So business email, let me say Prabha. gmail.com. So country, organization. Let me give my organization name. You people also can give NICT computer education only. So job title, faculty, India. So I agree and download free trial.
Ma'am, your screen is not saying.
Now you are able to see the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have to give the information like this. I have given my first name, last name, my mail ID, organization, job title, country, and the phone number. Okay, then I will give for download free trial. So as I click on this, so I'll be able to see the information. So here download. Get started with Tableau. So here at the bottom you can see download Tableau desktop. So here it is asking you wanted to download it here. So on the desktop, let me give it under the downloads, save. Okay, so my Tableau is getting downloaded. So what till what time you people will be available if I have to ask my person to come there?
Ma'am, for me, class ends at 12 o'clock, ma'am.
Generally for all the
Ma'am,
bachelor's
for
degree
everyone, yes, ma'am, for the morning batch people, it ends at 12. I'm not aware about the afternoon batch
afternoon
students.
batch. Okay, I think they
Ma'am,
might be
afternoon
available.
batch is from 12:10 to 4:20.
Okay, so in that case, if I ask him to be there by 12, 11, it will be enough. 11 to 3 also it will be enough, right? 11 to 2 or something like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. I'll make sure. So you people try to download it. In case if it is not happening, you can drop in a message in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I'll make sure that by Wednesday or Thursday he will come and get it installed for you people. So as he is coming, I will just mention the timing also, so that you people can visit and you can get it installed. So only thing is once after 14 days when you are reinstalling, you have to give a different mail ID. Mail ID you have to change it and give. So once it is downloaded, you have to select this and click on install. Yes. Once this is completed, you can see the logo will appear on the desktop, so that Tableau is downloaded. You'll get to know. So here it is taking time. Maybe my net is slow. Hope you people understood how to download the desktop, Tableau desktop.